How prepared are you, how prepared are the team for these final however many races it's going to be in this battle with Ferrari?
Yeah, first of all, I think after the great first half of the season that we had, it was important now to have these 2 weeks off for the entire team, so everyone could relax, recharge the batteries and reset. But now obviously we're looking forward to the second half of the season. We know we have a strong car, we have 2 strong drivers and a strong team, but we know as well that we're up against a very strong Ferrari team, so we need to make sure we just focus on ourselves. We need to make sure we pull off the race weekends in a similar way to what we did in the first half of the season, and then I think we have everything in our hands in order to keep this battle up to the last race of the season.
Lando has been one of the performers of the year, but it's fair to say Daniel, certainly in the sort of reflections of some in the paddock, hasn't quite hit the level that many would have expected. I was talking to him yesterday and he said he's got 200 Grand Prix under his belt. He knows what to do to get himself out of the rut, but how much help can the team be in taking him to the place that he needs to be rather than where he's been at for the last few races?
Well, most important thing is to understand that we're in this together, and I'm very happy with how Daniel and the team are approaching the challenge we are in at the moment. It's not a secret that Daniel is not fully comfortable yet, as you said, with our car, but at the same time he's putting in a lot of energy to make steps on his side. Also on the team side, we put in a lot of energy in order to help him, in order to, let's say, also try to adapt the car to his likings, in order to enable him to perform at the level that we are all used to from Daniel. And I simply think we still need a bit more time. At the same time, I like really how the team is approaching it, the attitude of Daniel also in this challenge, and I'm looking forward to the next 200 races with Daniel.
The move to the new car in 2022. Lando himself has said that, like Daniel, he finds this particular car very specific. It requires a very unique way of driving. And I know the regulations have changed massively for next year, but will there be any carryover? Can you ward out this peculiarity, the individuality, to make it something that is more likable by the driver?
Yeah, obviously very difficult to judge because it's a completely new car next year. At the same time, I think certain development directions or ways of developing a car always carry over from year to year, independent of the specific technical regulations. So that's something we have to see how that plays out next year. We're obviously aware of the challenges both drivers are reporting with our car. At the same time, we don't know if other drivers in other teams experience with these type of cars exactly the same challenges. But I think we know what we have to do in order to help the drivers as well, to extract these peak lap times. That's what we're working on together with both drivers, and it will be very interesting how that plays out next year.
Is there commonality between the two drivers in terms of what they like, what they don't like, perhaps something that they absolutely do not want on next year's car?
I wouldn't say not something that they absolutely do not like, but if you listen to the comments of both drivers, I think they comment on the same challenges they have with our car, which is good, and that's what we're working on.
Finally, sustainability, the wider picture within this sport. How key is it for Formula One, but also for McLaren, to be at the forefront of the push towards sustainability?
I think it's absolutely important. Sustainability is one of the key strategic pillars we have at McLaren Racing, which includes environmental sustainability, but at the same time the topics of diversity, inclusion and equality. Very important topics for us because we clearly see also the responsibility we have as an F1 team, being part of the platform of Formula One in order to hopefully make our contribution in order to make the world a better place. But at the same time, we're also absolutely convinced and committed that if we get these topics right, and if we, let's say, put high priority on these topics, that it simply helps us to become a better team.